Politicians show up with presidents when they have 52% approval ratings. Politicians don't show up with presidents when their approval ratings may be in the 30s in a state where they want to be elected governor. Or there's another reason. I find it fascinating, and it speaks less to Stacey Abrams, it really does, than it does what she perceives Joe Biden's political standing to be in the state of Georgia right now. That she's not showing up at an event that was custom made for her.
Okay, Stacey Abrams stiffs Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because they were giving a voting rights speech and she had a scheduling conflict, which everyone knows is a bunch of crap. She blew them off. What I can't figure out is Stacey Abrams, Jeff. Not that I'm a fan, but I've always thought she was more capable than people on the right give her credit for. I think she's got some charisma. Frankly, she makes me a little bit nervous. Unpack this woman for me.
Yeah, well, Jesse, if she makes you nervous, that means you're paying attention. That means you are a wise person because she should make all of us nervous. You know, our response to her has always been to make fun of her, make fun of her looks or whatever. Yeah, that's stupid. We were making fun of her looks and then she kicked our asses in Georgia in 2020. So, yeah, we need to be watching out for what she's doing because she is very effective. She knows what she's doing. She is very well liked. I mean, she's running for re-election for a Georgia governor, as you know, since she won the first time and it was just taken away from her. So now she plans to get it legitimately, maybe. But we would be very foolish to sleep on Stacey Abrams. We need to take this woman and her whole crew very seriously, and Republicans better have an answer for this in Georgia, or else it's going to get worse.
Jeff, explain Georgia itself. People think of it as a red state because it traditionally has been. Well, don't look that red to me, Jeff. They got 2 Democrat senators. Stacey Abrams, as you just pointed out, is a force. What's happening there? Have Republicans gotten lazy? Have Democrats gotten good? We got California immigrants ruining the place. What's going on?
Yeah, you know, I still think that Georgia is a red state. I mean, they do have the Senate seats, but at the state level, the state government is still run by Republicans. Most local areas are still run by Republicans, but that doesn't mean that it's always going to be this way. I mean, Stacey Abrams, what she made happen with those 2 Senate seats, that was 9 years in the making. That didn't happen overnight. Democrats think long term. Republicans fail at that. So I think that the Republican Party in Georgia cannot afford to become complacent. And it sounds like that might have been a little bit of what happened. And there were other issues that affected that race, too, as far as the Stop the Steal movement. People didn't feel like their votes would matter. But still, we would be foolish to sleep on this woman. Like, the Republican Party in Georgia needs to make sure they are doing what they need to do to solidify their positions.
Speaking of the Republican Party, you wrote a great piece on Red State about primaries. I screamed this from the rooftop. That's why I love the piece. I screamed it from the rooftop. Everyone's worried about the midterms. Oh, we'll beat them in the midterms. If we beat them with a bunch of loser Republicans, what good does that do anybody?
Jesse, more of us need to be screaming this from the rooftops because I do think the primary elections, especially this year, are going to be far more important than the midterms. If we win the House and the Senate, but we have the wrong people in office, there will be no change. It'll be just like it was before. And here's the thing. We always complain about this, right? We always complain about Republicans making all these promises saying, oh, we're going to take it to the left. We're going to do this. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare if you just give us the Senate and the House. And then they get in and it's like, oh, well, yeah, we were just kidding. So, yeah, it's our fault. If this happens again, it's our fault because we are not making sure that we get the right Republicans in office.
Jeff, the country, there's what people actually care about, and then there's what D.C. and New York, and where all the media is created, here's what they think people care about. What are the top issues for people right now? Everyone knows I rant about shutdowns and coronavirus and education and things like that. But what the average Joe, I'm not the average Joe, you're not the average Joe, you're in politics. What's the average guy care about? What's he think about?
The economy and jobs, education. They're still concerned about COVID as well. But there was a recent study that came out that showed that for the first time in the past couple of years, the economy edged out COVID-19 as a top priority. So people are still concerned about this virus, but that's starting to wane a little bit. And I think over the next few months, we're going to see the COVID hysteria go down as far as the list of what's important to the average Joe. They want to be able to feed their families. People want to make sure that their kids get a good education. They want to make sure that they have decent health care. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that the Democrats are pushing, like January 6th, they celebrated the anniversary of that. Nobody's talking about that at their kitchen tables. They want jobs. They want the economy. They want to feed their kids. That's what everybody is concerned about right now.
Jeff, finally, Michelle Obama. She is somebody very similar to Stacey Abrams I have always feared. I personally despise the woman, but I'm not under the impression everyone in America feels that way. She is popular. She has a ton of financial backing, and she just announced some initiative to register 1 million new Democrats. I don't know if you've seen this, but I saw it, and I'll be honest with you, man, it made me nervous. That woman is a force to be reckoned with.
Again, you're paying attention. We should be worried about Michelle Obama. You're right. She is very well liked. And for even the people that don't like her, a lot of them still at least respect her because she can get things done. She has the charisma to make it happen. If she wants to register 1 million new voters, she's going to get it done. And we better have an answer for this. I mean, we have people like Scott Pressler out there. He's doing an excellent job going all over the country, registering new voters. But we need more. We need more Scott Presslers. Like I always tell him, like, if I could clone you, I would. But that's impossible. So we need more people who are willing to counter what the left is doing. Because what Michelle Obama is doing is very smart. We need to have an answer for that.
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.